Grüns scaled from zero to a $500 million brand in just 2 years in one of the most saturated categories in the world. If you're scaling a Shopify brand right now, you need to study what Grüns is doing.
And what makes it even crazier is they didn't use celebrity influencers or big budget studio ads. Instead, they relentlessly built a conversion funnel that works and fueled it with hundreds of creator ads for different personas. The result, they scaled to hundreds of millions in revenue profitably.
Grüns solved one of the core problems in the supplements industry. People hate drinking their supplements. So they built a gummy that tastes good, fits into busy routines, and actually gets consumed.
Today, we're breaking down the full funnel behind their growth. The ads, the landing pages, the offers, the multi-step pop-up, the upsells, the email and SMS campaigns, all of it. This is one of the most efficient funnels we've ever seen.
And we documented every single step in a swipe file you can see for free. Let's dive in.
Welcome to the Funnel Show, your inside look at what's working right now to scale funnels to 8 figures and beyond. Whether you're scaling funnels for your own brand or for your clients, join us as we learn from the top funnel operators in the arena today. Together, let's find the patterns of success, uncover what works, and learn how to scale fast. I'm John Denny.
And I'm Ethan Denny.
We're brothers and co-founders of ConvertFlow, which launches and optimizes funnels for high-performance brands. And here's the best part. Everything we learn about scaling funnels is going straight into our AI platform, so you can put it to work today. Follow our journey by hitting the subscribe button, and remember to turn on notifications so you don't miss new episodes.
Let's dive in.
Everybody, welcome to the Funnel Show. In today's episode, we're going to break down Grüns supplements funnel. So Ethan, can you tell us a little bit more about Grüns and their backstory?
Yeah, so I don't know if really quick, if you want to zoom in on maybe a landing page just so we have a visual here. Any one of those. There we go. Great. Yeah, so Grüns, from my research, was founded by Chad Janis. He previously worked as an investor at Summit Partners, where he had like a front row seat to some of the fastest growing consumer brands. In his own words, he got embedded as a board member or as an observer inside brands like Solo Stove, Brooklinen, Dr. Squatch, Ruggable, Chubbies. And so this gave him a rare close-up look at how these brands are scaling and also, what kills some of these types of brands. He said that his light bulb moment for his brand hit him in 2022 when he couldn't get past his second day of drinking one of those disgusting chalky green powders. So I guess he was trying different types of supplement drinks and didn't like the texture. So he realized the core problem for him wasn't nutrition, but it was sticking to the habit. He wanted the benefits from taking supplements. He just didn't want the experience. So while pursuing his Stanford MBA, Chad had this insight that changed everything. What if the benefits of green powder lived inside a gummy? He spent the next year running blind tests with hundreds of people like classmates, friends, and early testers to validate formulations, and even incorporate their feedback into future iterations of the product. And so by the time that Grüns launched, they actually had really strong product market fit. They launched in August of 2023 after a year of R&D, and they achieved profitability in 14 months, which is almost unheard of in consumer packaged goods. It's really fast. They quickly scaled to shipping 4 million gummies per day, powered by both their D2C model as well as through retail distribution. They expanded into 4,000 plus retail stores. I think you can find them at Sprouts, Target, Walmart, Sam's Club, all within 22 months. So that's something really rare for most D2C brands that are trying to break into retail. They were able to do this and achieve, distribution through retail at one of the fastest rates. They reached 9 figures in ARR, which was about 300 million in annualized run rate by month 24, which is insanely fast within the D2C space. They then raised a $35 million Series B at a $500 million valuation, making it one of the fastest growing supplement brands ever created.
Amazing. So why does this matter to you guys? Well, they basically built a funnel that really amplifies, their brand, their message, everything really well. So we're going to cover the UGC. We're going to cover the landing pages. We're going to be covering, their welcome offer, like Popup, their cart and like checkout experience, as well as like the retention flows and like email and SMS marketing and how that's like designed to onboard people to a habit forming product and not just to drive revenue. So this is a really good funnel to look at. So let's dive in here. Okay, so first thing is let's go through their ads. Where are the ads here?
You'll see them tofu, mofu.
Tofu. Okay, here we go.
Yeah. So what's crazy about their ads currently, their ad strategy is that they're running hundreds of ads, all with all kinds of micro creators. You'll see here they're running some tofu ads or top of the funnel ads directly from their brand, but they've got hundreds of variations of their ads currently running to test what works and to find winning hooks and angles.
Okay, so it looks like this ad here, they've got different like vertical videos. I love that they're kind of showing the nutrition ingredients here. They're showing blending, right? And how like that is a mess. God, I hate cleaning blenders. It's dangerous. So this gummy thing is interesting.
So one thing to note about their ads is their ads are focused on personas. So even here, while the focus is on fiber, isn't just for digestion, has all these other, good components, like, getting good gut bacteria in your gut and things like that. But you'll notice in the ad creative that you're seeing immediately right here, it actually appeals to different types of personas. So for example, you've got the person who's working on their morning shake potentially, right? You also have someone who might care about supplement facts and all the nutritional breakdown of a supplement. Then you've got people who care about meat and food,
the protein bros,
and then I think there's the dog, the pet lovers, which it seems like they're using.
I don't know how that relates
Creative to appeal.
I'd have to see the video. Yeah.
I just know that they're taking an approach of targeting different personas with different use cases and angles. And I just, looking at the initial screenshot for their creative here, I can see how it appeals to those types of personas.
Okay, so interestingly, this leads to a listicle or advertorial, as some call it. So you got the desktop and the mobile version here. Note that on the mobile version in our screen capture, this is like a bottom, like kind of sticky bar, like scrolling a call to action. So that's why that's kind of overlapped here. But yeah, first thing I notice is they're currently running their Black Friday sale, right? And it looks like that is 60% off plus free shipping. Ethan, what is their kind of like year-round offer incentive to compare to the Black Friday incentive?
From what we've seen in some previous campaigns, I think I saw something like 50% off, or, it was a pretty aggressive offer. Don't quote me on the 50% off, but it was a pretty aggressive offer. And I think, they're modeling what other top subscription brands are doing. So for example, like Farmer's Dog, which has like the, pet food subscription, also offers something like 50% off, like the first month or first order.
It's like a sample almost.
Yeah. So they're implementing something similar here.
Okay. Cool. So now on this page, this landing page, you'll notice this is very content driven. So this is what we call like a listicle. A lot of marketers call them advertorials as well.
Yeah, I would say this is a listicle. The advertorial format slightly differs. It looks more like a newspaper.
Got you. Yeah. This is more like it's like a really, well-designed kind of blog post, right? Yeah. So you'll see here, 9 reasons why Grüns is the daily fiber upgrade your body's been missing. They talk about like hitting your fiber goals. Should it mean cramming down 5 to 7 cups of raw veggies a day? Grüns delivers 6 grams of prebiotic fiber that supports more than digestion, as well as GLP-1 side effects to clear skin, healthy aging, and so much more. Wow. Okay. That's a very interesting copy here. They're mentioning this GLP-1 side effects. They're almost marketing it like they're a GLP-1 brand. They're kind of latching on to that hype, but they're essentially saying, hey, like we provide this through like more natural means, right? That's interesting. Anything to add here?
Yeah, I do want to highlight that you'll notice the headline matches the ad angle. So for example, the ad angle was all about fiber. Their headline here is also about fiber. So they're targeting, that specific use case of gaining more fiber in your diet and supplementing that. And so they have all kinds of ad creative and ad angles around that. But ultimately, the landing page and the messaging all matches the initial creative that you saw.
Now, there's some components here to highlight. So first, they put the incentive at the top. They make that front and center at the top. So that way you already are warmed up to knowing that there's like a special offer that you need to buy. It obviously is Black Friday, so it's going to have a time limit here. And they reiterate that with this kind of little label right before the headline. So Black Friday sale, get up to 60% off. So that's like a nice clean design. The other components to highlight is look at this call to action button. The call to action button is save 60% off plus free shipping, right? It's not like buy now or add to cart. It's like it's packed with the discount. You got the free shipping incentive in there. And then right below that, they mentioned that they have an average rating of 4.8 stars. So they just go ahead and show you 5 stars, rounding up here, 70,000 reviews. So this is actually a credible rating. And then 1 million members. So they bake in that social proof right into the call to action. I think that's beautifully done. And it doesn't look too crammed or complex. It somehow looks pretty clean.
The next thing for the next section here is they clearly hit you with a comparison image, and also they're taking a shot at a market leader in the supplement space, which
I see
if you can't guess what it is, I think it's AG1. So one of their main differentiators is just the format, right? If the founder story started with him not being able to drink supplements, or maybe AG1, I don't know if it was AG1, but it could have been, through a liquid format and having like the powder and all that and the consistency that gives the drink, then if other people struggle with that, then maybe a gummy format might work out better for them.
I love that their logo is like literally a gummy bear. So it's just like value prop is in the brand, in the logo. Now you'll notice here they show this before and after, this after and then before comparison. So they got with Grüns 6 grams of fiber, 20 calories, 1 net carb, 1 gram net carb, versus the competitor, which we know which one it is only has 2 grams of fiber, 50 calories, and then it has 50 calories. That's more than 2x calories and x the carbs. And we're all trained to not want carbs. So this is a really effective comparison.
Something else that I think will be interesting to see, because we've got a few listicles here that we're going to highlight, is this comparison highlights that it has more fiber than their competitor, right? And this is for the ad angle of gaining more fiber in your diet. It'll be interesting to see if for another listicle, if they take a different approach, if they highlight different nutritional facts about their product that relate to that ad angle.
Okay, so next, they talk about prebiotics. From I understand, like prebiotics are the bacteria that help kind of set you up to be able to digest things, while like probiotics are the actual bacteria that break it down, the stuff. They're saying that this helps with both pro and prebiotic fiber. And then they visualize, I guess, your intestine lining here. The next one is it balances cravings and energy without the crash. So I relate to this. Like sometimes when you get something that's too much sugar, you could just kind of crash after. So it says if you're on GLP-1 or a weight loss journey, this is super fascinating. It says if you're on a GLP-1 or weight loss journey, you already know that constipation is real. Fiber supports regular digestion, especially if you're on a high protein, low calorie diet and not getting enough fiber. Okay, I relate to this a ton, but the GLP-1 thing is really interesting because they know that that might be the trigger point for needing to supplement fiber. So if someone starts, Ozempic or GLP-1 alternative, and they're on their weight loss journey, and then now their constipation is like getting really annoying and it's very frustrating, and they feel discomfort, right? Now you got to supplement fiber. So they know that that's the trigger. I think that's super interesting, or a very common trigger. Okay. Next one is bloating relief. So that's something I've struggled with like taking supplements, is they just make me bloated. Like I don't feel good. So that this fiber supplementation is supposed to be helping with that.
Yeah.
Better poops. Everybody wants better poops.
Better skin, clearer, healthier skin, good before and after photo.
There's the kind of stereotypical skin before and after. but it's because they've got like biotin, zinc, vitamins A and E all in one delicious daily habit, as they say here.
So I think what's interesting is because Chad, the founder, had like an inside look at other brands and what's working for them, you can just see like all of those strategies and insights applied directly to all of their marketing here. So, the different ad angles, targeting different personas and use cases, the comparison photography and the comparison against a primary competitor, all the main like benefits promoted up front before going heavy on the product education. It's just all deployed in a really clean, efficient way here.
So the next part here is they talk about it being backed by research. They don't really like back it up with like what that specific research is. They just say backed by research, thoughtfully made with 60 ingredients. So these include, vitamins, organic greens, adaptogens, and then they reinforce the benefits: energy, immunity, mood, recovery in one tasty daily habit. Trusted by 1 million customers. So they bring back the social proof and they show people with the product eating the gummies, right? Biting into the packaging, because that's what we do when we eat gummies. We just rip it open with our mouths. And then boom, call to action to buy. So here we have a nice like product hero. It's like a subscription product hero. So we've got the product imagery on the left with a carousel where you could kind of click through. You could see the nutritional information there. They even have a button to, I guess it's to open up the nutritional label.
Their their images here are actually really good because you have like the subscription, nutritional labels. You've got the benefits, you have the offer included, and everything. Every other image there, supports the narrative and has an impact on conversion rather than just product photography that doesn't tell you much about the product.
Indeed. And on the right, they have this choose your offer like tab. So they've got the low sugar one, and then they've got the sugar-free one. This is interesting. I'm assuming there's some segment of their customers that wants like entirely sugar-free. Could be due to, sensitivities or something like that. So they let you tab between those. And then down below, they have more tabs around like the flavor. So you can, or it's not a tab, it's a selector between the original flavor and then the Grinch Punch. For whatever reason, the image for Grinch Punch didn't come through here, but I'm assuming it does have an image there. And then in those flavor selector tabs there, they have a auto ship option that's automatically selected, and it's got a quantity selector here. So you could choose between one person, which is $33.66 with the 60% discount for Black Friday. It's 58% off specifically for the one person option here. And that's discounted from $79.99. And as subscription brands usually do, they price the dollar per day. So it's $1.20 per day. And then they give you a 2%, two people option, which is $63.84, down from $159.98 with 60% off for Black Friday. That's $1.14 per day. This is super important with subscriptions. Like, tell people how much it costs per day. Because like, if I go to the store, here in Miami and I buy a smoothie, it's gonna be $10. It could be $15, depending on what part of town. But here, I just take this gummy and it's like $1 per day. That's awesome.
Well, if it's a daily habit, right, then pricing that daily habit and then comparing that price to whatever else they're spending to achieve the same result totally makes sense. One other thing, to highlight here is that because their model is primarily subscription, they push subscription right up front and then give the one-time purchase option further down here. And so they really downplay that one-time purchase offer. So if you do sell subscription, the best subscription companies make that default rather than giving people the ability to go with one-time purchase as the default and then upgrade to subscription.
So why are they pushing subscriptions so much? Well, if you're experienced in e-commerce, you know exactly why. And that's because of LTV, right? A lot of e-commerce brands are learning here that if you could get a customer on a subscription and optimize for that kind of retention, you're going to end up with a much larger LTV as opposed to just selling single orders or bundles. Try to push the subscription and try to build your product to be a habit forming product. And in this case, it's a supplement. And what better type of product to build a habit around. But yeah, this one-time purchase thing, it's really shoved down there. Like I didn't see that. Like on mobile, let's see what this looks like on mobile. Yeah, it's just really at the bottom there. And like, there's a Black Friday discount. It looks like it's applied here too, but it's $1.60 per day with one-time purchase. So, I'm feeling inclined to go with the subscription.
Couple of things you'll notice here is they've got the discount, auto applied, and they're mentioning that. So you don't have to worry about any discount code. They also, promote what you're getting. You're getting 28 packs every 4 weeks. So they're setting expectations there. Free shipping on average, 2-day shipping. So I think that's interesting that they say average. That gives, maybe set some expectations with customers that the fastest you'll usually get it is 2 days, but if it takes a little bit longer, you might be the edge case. You can pause or cancel anytime, and there's a 30-day money back guarantee. So very little risk to the customer. On the left side, you'll see that they say it ships within 24 hours, usually through Monday through Friday. Again, they reiterate, the 30-day money back guarantee. And they also promote that as HSA, FSA eligible through TrueMed, which, for anyone who's, saving on tax, maybe paying with some pre-tax money, they could do it through that.
I think this is a huge deal. So my fiance uses an FSA, and she is actively looking to buy stuff with that FSA because, like, I think it expires, right? I have an HSA, but like when you have a lower deductible plan, it uses FSA and you are funding it and it expires, right? And I think I don't know where the money goes. It might go back to the employer or something, but you've got to use it, right? So she's like always like, oh yeah, this is like I can buy this with the FSA, right? And I'm like, well, and then she's like, it's gonna go away if I don't use it. I'm like, okay. So it's definitely really important to include that here. It's really smart. We've seen this with a couple other supplements brands as well. Okay. They have their FAQ right below the product imagery, which is good. So you could click in and kind of see what these things actually mean. Oh, this is interesting. So right below, they've got this like taste like section. So they visualize like what are the flavors, right? Strawberries, sweet greens, fresh and light, right? With these like, kind of green leaves and all that. And then they show you the kind of sub flavors here. Like there's some mushroomy flavors, there's some antioxidant type things, which could be like berries and stuff that are in there. And on the left, there's this, I guess
it's the Grinch.
It's the Grinch.
They're doing a promotion around the Grinch and their Grinch flavor.
Yeah, here it is.
Grinch
There's
Punch.
the Grinch Punch flavor. Interesting. I don't know why the Grinch does not seem like appetizing in terms of the flavor, but okay. Okay, so that is their beautiful product hero. Looks great on mobile, as you'd expect. Very optimized for mobile, very thumb friendly. Something you'll see with all these e-commerce brands is they're mobile first, right? With their designs. Here's Dr. Seuss. Okay, and then they have the customer reviews down below. This looks like it could be powered by like a Yotpo or like an Okendo or something like that. But they've got all the reviews kind of feeding in here. You could click to write a review and so on. It's by Junip. There you go. Shout outs to Junip. And then the footer of the store. Cool. So very solid listicle landing page. Let's actually see what happens when you go through the next step.
Yeah. So if you click the button, it's going to drop you down to that point on the page. So we can move on from here because we've already covered it.
Okay. All right. Is this a slightly different variation? No. Okay, so here's the checkout. So here's the Shopify checkout. You'll notice here the discount code is automatically applied. Little rant about this. So something that we see a lot when working with brands is that like they want to just like give the discount code and like they kind of expect the shopper to do this copy paste thing and then like go apply it. And I think they're doing it because they're like kind of hoping that they don't apply it. I understand that from like a margin perspective, but from a like friction perspective, I think that's actually not good. So the benefit of like funnels is when you're driving people through an entry point, you can automatically apply that discount code. You could do it with a Shopify permalink with ConvertFlow. You can, add an automation to apply the discount code when you click through. So that way it's nice and easy for the customer. And also like you may not even be exposing the discount code to them. But here it is, right? Auto applied.
I'm sorry
No worries.
Yeah. Can you click on page 1 in this Figma file?
Okay, cool. This is
Yeah.
the
So
less like raw output.
yeah. So zoom in here. It looks like right before checkout, there's actually this step with the cart that
Nice.
slides out. So I want to make sure we cover this. And yeah, let's stick within this page 1 here.
Perfect.
Because above that, we'll also have another step, which is the welcome offer that showed up on the landing page.
The pop-up. Perfect. Look at this cart slide out. This is beautiful. So you've got a cart progress bar to free shipping at the top. You've got the subscription visualization with the discount, a number of packs for each 4 weeks. Okay, that's good. Is this like an annual? Oh, this is a quarterly upsell, right? So you could have it shipped, or you could pay it quarterly and get a little discount here. Then they let you do Grüns for kids. So they have some supplements for kids you could just tack on to your cart and the order summary. Anything to add here?
No, I think that this cart is very well optimized. It's got, an LTV kind of maximization offer, as well as, let me see, upgrade to a,
Yeah, so it's like a quarterly prepay.
yeah. So if you're prepaying, that helps with their, cash flow and recovering customer acquisition costs faster. And then they got an expansion play here, which is the Grüns for Kids.
Yep.
That offer is great if you're taking supplements at home and you have kids. That it's a natural kind of upsell.
Yeah, because you care about your kids too. So you got to get them supplements now.
Exactly. Yeah, I like that it's focused. They also have the social proof and the risk reversal down at the bottom. Very clear call to action button to check out, and they're just not distracting you here.
Okay, look at this part in the Grüns for Kids. It says that kids are 90% more likely to stick with Grüns when you do it too. And this is based on actual customer data from the last 3 months. Okay, I'll take your word for it. Notice that below the secure checkout, they reiterate social proof again. 4.8 stars, 70K reviews, pause and cancel anytime, 30-day money back guarantee, those risk reversal type things. They just reiterate those whenever you're going to do some high commitment thing, like click add to cart or click to checkout. Okay, so back to the Shopify checkout. They put the Grüns for Kids little upsell right within the checkout using a checkout extension, as well as a reviews feed in the Shopify checkout. So that's really nicely done. Okay.
Now let's zoom over to the landing page and let's make sure we cover the pop-up. Exactly.
Yeah. All right. So you're on this, listicle landing page, and you either hang out for a bit or abandon, and then you get this pop-up.
So right here, they're capturing some zero-party data. They capture purchase intent as well. So if you're trying to, solve a specific problem, they're identifying quickly whether you're trying to solve gut health or brain health and focus, or if you want more energy, or you just want more comprehensive nutrition. So they engage you first with a question, which actually, from what we've seen as well across the brands that use ConvertFlow, gets a significantly higher conversion rate than showing an email form right up front. Plus, you get the added benefit of knowing what your customer is looking to do, maybe what problem they're looking to solve or collection they're shopping for. Being able to collect that initial intent is useful to be able to personalize your marketing and personalize the rest of the shopping experience.
Yeah. So if you want to get fancy, you could use that survey data to change your Klaviyo welcome flow or your text message flow in PostScript or something like that. As well as like in ConvertFlow, we actually will change the offer at the end of the pop-up funnel based off the answer, right?
Right. So let's scroll over to the next step.
Okay. Email. You got to input the email.
Oh, you'll notice the offer here is slightly different. So we probably captured this at different times, but this might be their more evergreen offer, which is the 52% off, possibly. Well, unless this was captured during the holidays, like during Halloween. Not sure. But either way, you'll see that their discounts seem to be around 50 to 60% off for the first time new customer.
After the email, they collect the phone. Of course, they do it in separate steps. So that way, if the person decides not to do the phone, they drop off, they collected the email still and can tie together that survey data. But here's the phone step.
Good call to action text here. Activate 52% off instead of subscribe or, get text notifications. Like no one really wants that kind of stuff. So continuing with the main value that they do want, which is the offer, is strong for the messaging here.
Yeah, they're requiring that you enter your phone number to get the 52% off. This is the mobile version. Doesn't look too good here. I think they could clean up that styling.
I think it just got imported into Figma this way.
Here they have that kind of like one-click opt-in, SMS opt-in, where they text you a code. And then let's see here at the end, it says discount applied. Perfect. So you get 52% off. You have to click the button to claim my offer. And I think it probably takes you to the landing page, right?
It just closes out, and because you're already on the landing page, right?
Yeah. Okay. So it closes the pop-up. Beautiful, nicely executed. Pop-up funnel. I think something that they can do to improve upon this would be to actually personalize this thank you confirmation step based off their survey answer, right? So if you are, let's see the different questions here. So if you care about gut health, or you care about brain health, energy, nutrition, this could be slightly different. Like you could change potentially what that offer looks like depending on their answer, right? So that would be a improvement they could make. Okay, so that was the top of funnel ads to the listicle landing page with a cart slide out and a pop-up if you abandon browsing the product. Let's actually look at
we're going to look at a couple more listicles here because it's important that that we mention like the types of angles that they're covering and how they use different landing pages to match those different angles. So here you'll notice that they have creator ads. Like, I don't know if these are big creators, but I do know from what I've heard online that they did sponsor a bunch of micro creators or smaller influencers, and they test their ad angles and create UGC with content around those angles through them. So here the focus is on superfood gummies, and they cover that in these different ad creatives. This all leads to a landing page. Well, it looks like they've got 20 plus vitamins for GLP-1 support. So
yeah, that's the common denominator in all these ads is GLP-1 support. So they're targeting people that are on a GLP-1, right? And like what they're doing here with their ad, where it's like GLP-1 is mentioned in the text, is mentioned in the imagery, and so on in the link preview. And so what they're doing is a call out, right? So they're probably running very broad ads, and if someone is on GLP-1 or considering GLP-1, they see that, they're going to latch onto that, and they're going to know that like you want to support your GLP-1 journey with like fiber supplements, and that's what they're kind of hooking into.
Yep. So that leads to the landing page for this,
and it's the same listicle template that we had already covered, but you'll notice it's message matched for GLP-1 users, right? So we got the Black Friday sale 60% off incentive.
They lead with benefits that relate directly to GLP-1 users. So if like constipation was more of an issue, instead of that comparison graphic around fiber and the nutrition facts of their product versus maybe another, they're leading directly with better poops.
They go right for the poop angle, right up top, priorities. And then it's the same kind of things that they had before. This is a little bit new, where they're showing a little bit more data on their results.
Mm-hmm.
So they show, in terms of vitamin C, you got 2.7x more vitamin C than placebo. Folate, the people logged 2.9x more than those taking the placebo in their clinical trial, as well as 70% of the people said that their overall health improved. 67% say that they had better digestion. 56% said they were more energized, and 44% reported clear thinking and focus after 3 months. So this is a new little section. So
it's good that they like translate, some of, I guess, what, they found through the studies into benefits here that people can maybe, apply to themselves.
Yep. Ooh, this is interesting. So now in the product hero on the listicle, they slightly tailored the messaging to this entry point around the GLP-1 angle by saying this is GLP-1's new bestie. So, and then it's the same hero that they had. Okay. Now the customer reviews are filtered to the GLP-1 related ones. Yeah. So they've got that in there. That's good. And then it's the same customer reviews powered by Junip. Cool. And I'm assuming that this is about the same. Yep, the cart slide out is the same with the Grüns for kids and then the checkout. All right.
I think we've got one more listicle covered here. Let's just take a look at that. Is that, oh no, now we're talking more middle of the funnel here. While they do have top of the funnel ads that come from their brand, they are using a lot of like micro creators to feed the funnel with top of the funnel ads. But then once you get to the middle of the funnel, so maybe you've seen their ads, you've maybe visited one of those listicle pages, and then now you're getting retargeted because they know you're more familiar with the brand. They drive you directly to their own offer page through ads coming from their brand.
So here they talk about like Ozempic's new bestie. Probably not the best to use the Ozempic brand name here, but it looks like they, I guess, are doing it for middle of funnel. But I noticed the top of funnel is GLP-1, right? So they visualize these like nutrition gaps that you're going to have when you're on Ozempic and so on. The other ads are gut health, right? So here they have like a heavy amateur video type thing of a creator, right? Filming themselves taking the supplement, and the messaging is all around digestion and gut health, it being a game changer and so on, fiber and so on, prebiotics, all of it, those call outs of those keywords. And then here they have their big sale that they're promoting.
Well, they have like just different types of, oh yeah, I see. Yeah, biggest sale.
Biggest sale of the year. Yeah.
They definitely have different types of ad creative that they're testing, but then all of it ultimately for their middle of funnel, all of it leads to their middle of funnel offer pages, which they have one that, from what I'm seeing, that continues to get updated throughout the year and iterated on.
Before we show that landing page, you'll notice that in these videos, they've got the eyeballs and lips cut out. I don't know if anyone has ever seen the Hey Apple annoying orange video. It originates from that. So they use that as a way to hook people. Yeah, it's definitely inspired by that. It's on the gummy bear.
Yeah, it's
Gummy Bear talks to you and holds you accountable. Okay, awesome. Now look at this landing page. Here's more like a product landing page. Now in this capture, note that this little like floating button, the claim 52% off thing, it probably triggers our pop-up. It's kind of overlaid here, but if you scroll on the actual page, which the URL is available here in the swipe file, it'll actually scroll with you. It's sticky, right?
Yep. So this offer page, from what I saw, the messaging doesn't change as much for the different ad creative. They kind of lead with the same higher level messaging around you have nutrition gaps, Grüns fills them. But again, this is assuming you've already seen some top of the funnel ads. Maybe you've clicked through those top of the funnel ads over to their listicles. So you understand some of the benefits, and they're reiterating those benefits in the middle of funnel ads, and are now driving people to like a consistent offer page that they can optimize over time.
So there are some new layouts here. Here they have like quotes from top publications, Women's Health, Glamour, Bon Appetit, etc. Just kind of rotating through. And then here they have a breakdown of Mr. Gummy Bear. So over 35,000 research publications support the ingredients in Grüns. Okay. And then it says that it helps your gut health, energy, your body, immunity, and brain health. And then they show the gummy bear, right? He looks very nutritious. Okay. Then let's see here. Down below, they talk about some statistics. So it says modern living leaves our bodies deficient, and they talk about deficiencies. So 90% of US adults don't meet recommended daily nutrient intake. Ethan, we were talking about this. You should be taking some vitamins, man.
I know. Maybe that'll stop the eye twitching here, or the eye twitching's caused by the coffee. I don't know.
It's one or the other, right? It could be a vitamin deficiency. So you should definitely take these gummy bears. 61% of Americans experience weekly digestive issues like bloating, abdominal pain, or irregularity. This is something that does seem to be true, observing people and friends and myself, is like, a lot of people report issues with digestion. I think a lot of it is because people go for these like low carb type of diets where they don't get much fiber, right? Like it's not like people are not like running around eating a bunch of fruit, right?
There's a bunch of reasons why people can have like, bloating and digestive issues. I think let's just focus on the funnels here.
But they really kind of dig into those deficiencies and things that Americans are reporting, right?
Yeah. I like here that they mentioned their headline. It's snackable, packable, tested. Oh, it's easy to consume. Easy. It's mobile. You can take it with you wherever you're going, and it's tested. They've got some stats supporting those claims, and then they've got some more content here. Promoting the quality of their product.
It looks like this Eurofins, institution or wherever, like did some studying of the contaminants, and they kind of break down.
Yeah. So what's interesting to see on this offer page is that they are going heavier on social proof, showing that it's like clinically tested. And I think it's really to just overcome any like objections that people have to increase belief in their product. So if they haven't already purchased in the top of the funnel ads and landing on those listicles where you have a path to purchase on those listicle landing pages, then here they're leading more with social proof, they're clinically tested claims and things like that in order to drive conversions.
Something that they say here is that they wanted to understand what happens after the honeymoon. So this is really interesting because they're using copies saying like, you'll get these benefits if you stick around after, that novelty kind of wears off, right? Okay, so here's a new kind of, product hero section. This is really well done. So they put the reviews at the top, 70K reviews, 4.8 stars, 1 million members. And then the headline says, join 1 million members who have made the switch to smarter nutrition. Subheadline, 60 plus whole food nutrients and easy, great tasting gummies backed by real results and a 30-day guarantee. Okay, then you could choose how you're going to buy. So they kind of take you through the same like flavor selector, nutrition, so low sugar, sugar free, 1 person, 2 people. So here they switched the 1 person, 2 people to like a tab type setup.
Yeah.
And they like better refined the supply selector.
Yeah, right. I think what we saw on the top of the funnel ads was once you landed on like those listicles, you'd either see an offer for yourself or an option to get it for like you and like a partner, I believe, right? For 2 people.
Yeah. They kind of switched it up a little bit and improved the UI. You'll notice that the 2 people has like a little discount badge of save 5%. So that like kind of prompts you to click it. And then each supply option, 4-week supply versus 12-week supply, which would be like the quarterly, they visualize the discount percentage as well as the cost per day. And then they have their one-time purchase even more de-emphasized on this version, where it's just a link. It's not even a button. And then it's got a really bad discount here. It's only $64 off $79.
Something I imagine they're doing, I'm not 100% sure that they are, but I imagine they're testing on these listicles, all of these different design tweaks for tweaks, and then baking in what's proven to, what's performing essentially or helping them achieve their goals into this main offer page that they're running at the middle of the funnel. So I bet there's a lot of iteration and testing happening on the top of the funnel listicles, and then they bake in what's proven into to their core offer here.
Yeah, this one looks the most like robust, like the most optimized. But same in, kind of components, nutrition label on the left, images, image carousel, FAQ. They got the taste like flavors, as well as this section didn't really capture well, but they let you sort through videos of customers, like selfie videos based off of what they're talking about, the taste, the value.
Why don't you check it out on mobile and let's see. Sometimes when we import things into Figma, it doesn't like format that great. It looks better on mobile here.
It looks good on mobile, very thumb friendly. And then they kind of let you swipe left and right through the videos for those different categories of videos. That's a really, really smart section that they have here.
Yeah, the testimonials are also relevant to the tab that you selected. So if you clicked on taste, like the testimonials here are related to taste. You click on value.
The written ones, yeah.
The written ones, yeah.
Cool. All right. And then here's a beautiful like us versus them section. So they've got Grüns nice and highlighted, and they show you the cost per serving, the taste, how the portability, the cleanup, the vitamins, and the veggies and ingredients in general. And they show it compared to like generic multivitamins, where they just like they use like an emoji to communicate that you don't know. The taste 3 stars versus 5 stars, of course, they're biased. X on portable, no cleanup. Okay, multivitamins, there's no cleanup. There's less than 12 vitamins on multivitamin and no veggies and all that stuff versus the overpriced green powder, which we shall not name again. um, it's $3.66 per serving versus $1.47 with, it says here, with the email and SMS pop-up offer. So they
Oh, how funny.
the best possible scenario is what they're showing you.
Yeah.
2 stars on taste. So this guy really did not like the taste of that competitor. Not portable. It probably is pretty
And they have
portable,
packs.
but
They have
yeah,
travel packs.
travel packs. No cleanup. 20 plus vitamins on the overpriced green powder, and it does have veggies. So yeah, this is a pretty interesting thing, the way they frame it.
And then, below that, they've got their Christmas themed offer, which is like the Grinch flavor, Grinch punch flavor. I think it's
literally a Grinch gummy bear.
Yes. So I think that's where they're really innovating here is in the format. And, I want to mention that they came out with a new product. I saw it mentioned yesterday called Juiced. And it's basically a pre-workout in a gummy. And the gummy bears have like barbells and they're lifting like barbells. So the format that they're using is really smart, opens it up to all kinds of collaborations, as you can see here with Grinch.
That's true.
And they could do it for, wow. The sky's the limit for all the opportunities that they have around that.
I just realized like they could go fully like Fortnite with this and just like collaborate with every like notable brand. Like they could have like Captain America gummies and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Here they have like a Shaun White endorsement, celebrity endorsement. We talked a bit about like them not really doing much celebrity endorsements. This is kind of shoved deep in there, but it says here that Shaun White is a paid spokesperson, investor in Grüns. He gave him a good little testimonial there. So he's a 3X Olympic gold medalist. And then a call to action at the end, some FAQs, and the footer. Cool. So that is a really, really good product landing page. And then there's the same.
I don't know if, well, yeah, it's fine. But at the end of that landing page, they have like the gold medalist, celebrity. Let's start here. And then the call to action right after that's want to join the 10% of people who are nutrient sufficient. So it's like, they lead with a high performer testimonial, and then they give you a call to action that appeals to high performers.
Yeah.
Thought was interesting here.
That's a good little follow up. Yep.
All right, go back to what you were going to highlight next.
Yeah, so then it's the same cart slide out and the same checkout. Okay, so that was the 3 landing pages.
Yep.
Next, we have broken down their email marketing campaigns and their text message marketing campaigns. So let's dive in. Okay, so here is their fiber flow. As you can see, here's about 4 emails.
These were the ones that we captured directly. I imagine they have many more, but these were the ones that we captured leading up to this episode.
These are beautiful emails.
Clean.
They're nearly like landing pages, pushing
Focused
people
on
to
the offer. Sorry.
Yeah, to get 52% off. They show you, one daily pack is like 2 cups of broccoli. They talk about the kids version of the supplement. They got the social proof and just like really big thumb-friendly mobile buttons, right? Here's the next one. And then GLP-1s, they're talking about that again in their emails. So they're just kind of hitting you with different angles. Here they have this nice like kind of left-right format for showing customer reviews, right, in the email.
Yeah, really well done.
Beautiful call to action here.
And the offer is promoted in every single email.
Yep. They reiterate that offer, 52% off. It's consistent across the whole flow. Okay. Then at the end, they switch it up. They go to a more written one. So it's like, we spent the last couple of weeks sharing so much about Grüns with you. We'd love to get your thoughts. Take the survey. And they have a button to a survey. And it's from Chad Janis himself, from the founder.
Nice. Yeah. So they've got their abandonment and kind of welcome flows. We're capturing some of it here. They also do a lot of promotional emails, which I think we captured some below.
Okay. So
this would be the abandonment flow. Sorry.
Yeah, it's the cart abandonment. So if you like add to cart and you bounce, this will actually trigger when you like go through the Shopify, get to the checkout, put your email in, and then you like don't buy, right? So here they're saying use the code SURPRISE to get up to 52% off. And then you could click through to complete the order. And they just, across these different emails, they reiterate that your cart is waiting for you, and they show you what you left behind.
Yeah,
Grüns quantity too. Yeah.
Yep. No, they're really well designed emails, and they take a lot of the elements that they have in their landing pages and they just continue to reiterate those throughout the emails, which is great.
Here they show gummies versus supplement tablets that with the fun facts. On this other one here, they show more like of the product imagery of like the gummies themselves, the supplement, the ingredients list, as well as this section here where they visualize all the different ingredients included and benefits of that. Right. So this is something that we kind of see a lot with these retention flows or these email marketing flows, is like they're just hitting you with just different benefits from all of their landing pages and just various orders across different days. And it's just like the more that they could get in front of you, the better it appears to be working for them. Okay, so here's same thing. Just they send it again.
They lead with the offer here.
Here they switched it up a little bit. Here they have like a slightly different visualization of those ingredients. And then here they're like, buy supplements, hello gummies. That's a good headline. More fun facts, more customer imagery, more comparisons and all. So yeah. And then they just keep doing it over and over, and they send a ton of email. Here they actually bake that comparison table into the email. So again, like they're not afraid to just have like long, very salesy emails.
I love that they're they're speaking to the high performers. You'll notice that here they're saying it's not a competition, but if it was, and then before that, in one of the previous emails, they talk about like, scroll back a little bit. Okay, go down. But we're overachievers, so they're appealing to that identity of being a high performer, and probably talking to that that identity in their customers, as well as highlighting that their brand is also shouldn't be an overachiever or a high performer, and even when it comes to being compared to their main competitor.
I want to highlight here at the top of this email, it says that there's a spooky sale. So this was captured during Halloween, and the offer percentage is 52% off, as compared to the Black Friday campaign, which is running right now, which is 60% off. So that kind of gives you an idea of how their offer changes with their calendar. And they just keep sending a bunch of different emails, each visualizing different benefits and customer reviews and statistics and data and all that stuff. As much as they can get in front of you, they're going to send.
They're doing a great job. And then they remind you, don't forget about your kids. That's good. It's good. They do a good job here. And then here we have some promotional emails.
Beautiful. So here's the Grinch holiday campaign, right? So they got a special flavor with the Grinch. They show that in the email. They have there's buttons for shop Grüns adults, shop Grüns kids. So they're kind of leaning into the kids thing more recently for the holidays. The next one is this is the Black Friday sale. So that was get up to 60% off. And then you get to lock in 29% off every future order. So that's their Black Friday sale.
It's interesting.
You got to lock it in. You can't just wait to the next holiday.
Nice.
You want to get that consistent discount, right?
Yeah.
They show the Grinch again, more customer reviews. Get our best deal of the year. They make it really clear that's it. You got to go. You got to act now. Black Friday, but make it green.
Really well designed emails, very much focused on the offer, but they change up the creative a little bit in the emails so that they seem fresh.
Now that we're going into snowy season, they're using a lot more like, snowboarder type of snowy customer imagery for the holidays. Okay. And there it is again.
I think after this, we've covered more like of their SMS.
Yeah,
at least
so that's the emails. Here's the SMS.
Some of the ones that we were captured. This is the first messages that I think I received. But I wanted to highlight if you scroll below. So you'll see that they have like your offer. Oh, sorry. It's within that same text message.
Okay.
One, they highlight the offer, give you a link to go buy. Two, they share their the contact card. But look at the PS in that text message.
P.S. Our founder's wife didn't save his number in her phone until they got married. Don't do that to us, please. What the hell?
Yeah, so they inject some personality and humor into their text messages, which is good because I think it's text messaging can be a little intrusive to consumers, especially if you're just leading with promotions, which so how most brands approach it. They use text messages primarily for promotions because one, it's expensive. Your customers with a ton of text messages, so you have to use them strategically. Them using it to inject a little humor, build trust. Share testimonials and stats and things like that. I think is actually quite interesting.
Notice here that they include the contact card. So they're doing this with Postscript, it appears. So shout out to Postscript for SMS marketing. But yeah, that lets them send the contact card in there. So if you save it, it's kind of like allowing the text messages to kind of go to your main inbox, right? Okay. And then, most of these text messages are just like, they're highlighting, their different offers, bringing in customer reviews. Like here's a quote from Jennifer. They're highlighting statistics. 98% of Americans are missing key nutrients. And then they're promoting the holiday sale and so on. So they just find different angles, just different reasons to.
Yeah, and each text message still promotes the offer, right? So like other brands that are using text messages strategically or in a limited way in order to just, promote offers and drive sales rather than bombarding their customers. They're doing the same, but the messaging for each text message could either be designed to build trust, share testimonials, promote a new feature, or promote like a new flavor. And they obviously end it with the offer.
Yeah, they kind of just alternate between like, benefits, customer reviews, and offer, right? Here is heavy offer as you go to Black Friday, text messages here. They'll promote it hard, discount percentages, and so on. So it's usually the nature of the game with SMS is you don't got many characters to work with. So keep it short and sweet, put the link front and center, let people know what they're clicking, and you're going to get click-throughs. So, all right. Anything else to add here, Ethan?
Nope. I think that's the main thing for brands to take away from the SMS strategy here is like, you can promote your offers, instead of always just leading with the offer messaging. You can lead with testimonials, you can lead with education, you can lead with different types of messaging that keeps your text messages fresh and different, and maybe builds more of a relationship with your customer over time, while still maintaining the offer included in every text message and driving sales from that channel.
All right. So there we go. That's our funnel show episode on Grüns. If you want to get the swipe file, go to commercial.com and just put your email in and we will send you the swipe file and you could go check it out, explore this anytime yourself in the Figma. You could even use some of the designs and all that stuff. And then we also have Grüns inspired funnel templates in ConvertFlow. You can remix it with AI. So that's also in there. So go ahead to commercial.com, get the swipe file, and make sure to like and subscribe on YouTube. It really helps us out. Make sure that this gets surfaced up to more marketers and brand operators. And we will see you on the next funnel show.
That's right. And, just to highlight here, Grüns is one of the cleanest examples of funnels that we've seen using different types of segmented landing pages like the listicles that are matching the ad creative, having the main offer page be more in the middle of the funnel and tested and iterated upon. If you're running paid traffic or scaling up traffic for either your brand or a brand that you're managing, and you're not building these sort of segmented funnels where you've got different types of listicles and landing pages that you're testing for top of the funnel and then your core offer in the middle of the funnel, you're leaving a lot of money on the table. So definitely learn from Grüns. There's a lot to take away here, and get the swipe files so that you can deploy some of these strategies for your own brand. All right. It's a wrap.
Want all the templates from this funnel? Go to commerflow.com and get the funnel swipe file for free, where our team is collecting the top funnel designs we see driving today's fastest growing brands. If this episode got the ideas flowing for you, do us a favor, hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and remember to turn on notifications. It helps more brand builders and marketers like yourself find the funnel show. We've got more episodes on the way, so be on the lookout.